What's going on, you guys? It's Ariel here. Welcome back to the Gamers Respite. Today, you know him, you'll love him. We have SauceDeVille on the podcast today. Ben, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. It's early in LA, but I'm here and we're ready to go. Thanks
Yeah,
for
it's
having me.
it's it's been a while, you guys. It's been, as I sound like a grandma right now. Excuse me. Oh my god, it's been a while trying to get him on the podcast. I remember us first talking about this in 2023, and life has happened. Things have been going on, but we're here to talk about gaming. I have some questions that okay, I'm not a sports person, just FYI right now. So whenever I always see like 2K26 pop up when you guys are playing it, it's just like, okay, I know I need to ask questions about this. So, first of all, I wanted to ask, since I know you're an actor, you are a philanthropist, you've done a lot of charity work, what is your favorite charity event that you have done currently?
Oh man, that that is tough. I don't remember. That's not good, but I don't remember all of the details. But there's one we have a new puppy now. Um, he's like 10 months old right now. We rescued him. But there was anytime there's like a pets shelter thing or like that version of helping stray animals or traumatized animals or some version of taking them out of homes that are abusive or whatever it is. That's I I got a little bit of a soft heart that way. um so that I like that world. And yeah, so we got a new puppy. He's 10 months old, super anxious, severe anxiety. He's a little guy. He's getting better though. So I have a little bit of a soft spot for animals that have been, mistreated or whatever it might be. So if that's rescued or traumatized or homeless or stray or whatever, then I like that. I like helping out where I can in that scenario. This is actually, so yeah, I have a little puppy. His name is Mello, Melo, like Carmelo Anthony, since we're basketball. This is a basketball household. Um, but yeah, so he is ironically it's somewhat not mellow to the point. He's just super anxious. He's very relaxed at home, great puppy, amazing little guy. But as soon as we cross the door, like into the hallway, he just starts shaking and starts losing his mind. And so it's hard to take him out. He hates it outside, absolutely hates it. So the anxiety is something we're gonna work on, but we're getting there, I think.
Oh
It'll
my
take some
gosh,
time.
so precious. Sounds so absolutely precious, though.
Yeah, if he at some point he might come flying in here, I'll grab him.
He'll be like, "Dad, what's going on? Where?"
Yeah.
I absolutely love dogs though, because like dogs and cats have such a soft spot in my heart. I have a rescue cat,
Mm.
Binks, and we actually found him right
Oh.
outside in my dad's work shed one night, and it was a winter night. It was like 5 years ago now at this point, and he's now turned into a chubby little chonky boy, and he's just the cutest little thing. Like he has an attitude. He does not care. We had two rescue poodles when I was
Mm.
a kid, but they ended up, a lot of poodles can get health issues very young. So what we tried to do is mitigate that as much as possible. But it was one of the things of where like we had a cat during the same time that we had a dog, and each time they would interact with one another, they would kind of like slap one another's tails around playfully. So it's always adorable to see how rescues interact with one another. It's
That
wonderful.
is that is very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Um, Hocus Pocus Binks?
Yes, Hocus Pocus Pigs. Yep.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
That is my mom and I had a tradition growing up where every Halloween we would watch Hocus Pocus together,
It's
and
wonderful.
every Christmas we would watch A Muppet's Christmas Carol. And
That is adorable.
I still do those.
That is a wonderful tradition to have. That is so cool because, like, even every Halloween we would watch Nightmare Before Christmas growing
Yep,
up. So,
yep.
yeah, yeah, that and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now I
Of
feel just
course.
talking about it.
Yeah, wow. Throwback.
My gosh. One of the next thing I actually wanted to get into is you are a full time streamer, actor, again, philanthropist. You do a lot of work in acting. And I've seen some of the movies that you've done, by the way. You do excellent work in film. There's one thing that I wanted to ask when you are doing streaming and you have that separation between obviously your acting life and your streaming life, do people who you're acting with in movies and TV necessarily know that you are a streamer, or is that something that you have to explain to them necessarily before you get into the role that you're doing?
Yeah, honestly, so it doesn't come up as much as you may think. And I don't know, I feel like before COVID, like 2020, I didn't even know Twitch existed. I just didn't know. Like I had no idea. So I still feel like there are people, if you're not even if you're in the gaming world, it doesn't even mean you know what Twitch is. But if you're not in the gaming world, then you probably really don't know what Twitch is. Um, yes, in today's world, there's a little bit, social media has helped people like Kai Cenat or Speed. Like these are streamers. They're just called streamers. It is like, they just kind of do the thing. But Twitch, gaming Twitch in general is still, I feel like it's still something that I find myself explaining to people so like, what do you mean? Like you just like play video games or like, no, but yeah, Um, so it stays pretty separate for the most part. So I also, I got the acting thing. I have my uh, adult job that I have to have as well, and then yeah, streaming. So everybody, once in a while, people would be like, "Ah, Twitch streamer," like they went and creeped my profiles or something. I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you found it."
Oh gosh. Is there ever a point of where it's just like you have that separation of, you said like your adult job that you have and everything else that you do. Is there a certain I know it's kind of stupid to say, but I know there's a balance that you have to find with your job and your hobby and everything. Has it become easier over the years, or is it something of where you have to try to achieve that ease of balance?
Um, I think I pretty much got it nailed down, to be honest. Also, my IRL job is the one that's paying the bills is also basically just like teaching kids basketball. And then I mostly stream basketball things. So I'm still within my world. One of them is, virtually, and the other one is in real life. And so I'm still just me. And that's one thing I've tried to really lock down pretty much since I started streaming. I don't know if we'll get into the origin stories of streaming at some point, but um, I'll uh, I'll save it for that. But that was one thing that I had to promise myself, or at least as I'm finding my way through this streaming journey, just to be myself. So I am me outside and I am me on stream. So
And that's, I think, something that is so difficult for a lot of streamers to accomplish, to be honest, because a lot of them kind of have the separation of church and state going, where they have the separation of who they are and they create a character for someone on stream. And it's really nice to be able to see whenever people come into it wholehearted and just genuine. And I feel like it takes a lot of pressure off them too, because they don't have to try as hard to just be themselves.
yeah.
But yeah, I actually did want to get into a bit of your origin story, a bit of, well, why you necessarily started streaming and what was the thing that really kicked it off.
So yeah, this was when I think back about it, I'm like, this everything really just kind of made sense. Um, it's funny how that works out sometimes. Uh, so it was like I'm a COVID baby when it comes to streaming. Um, I was still home, like I was still in Canada, from Canada, by the way, Nova Scotia. Um, I was still there, and before that, I was acting, modeling, doing all the things. Um, and then COVID hit, everything shut down. Everybody knows this. I don't need to explain what COVID was, but during that time, I still wanted there was no acting. There was nothing. You couldn't even go get groceries half the time. So just wanted a way to get my camera fix and to still stay camera ready and to stay like entertainment ready in some way. And then I found Twitch and I was like, I'm literally doing nothing but playing video games all day anyway because it's COVID and there's nothing else to do except just stay alive and hope for the best and just play video games. So I'm playing video games anyway. There's an entire world where I can interact with people and still like create entertaining content or be some version of somebody's entertainment. And that's a good way to get the fix and stay camera ready. So I got the camera, got the things, did all the whatever, fired up Twitch, fell in love with it, and now I guess that was 2020, which is crazy, and it's almost 2026. So in April, in April it'll be 6 years streaming. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, like just confusion and trying to find myself in the content world and whatever. But I mean, it's been a blessing in disguise. The silver lining of my COVID experience was finding streaming.
That's amazing though, and that's
Mhm.
that happened for so many people. I feel where they found their creative streak through streaming on Twitch, through just being creative. Of where it's like there was so many horrible moments of COVID, and I think the one blessing that COVID gave us was time to be with family and time to reflect and find ourselves to a
Mhm.
degree.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%. And I was living away, like I was back home in Canada, but I wasn't where I grew up. So I wasn't around my mom. I wasn't around, I just was by myself in an apartment. And I was nothing but reflection time.
Yeah, no,
So,
understandable, and it's weird because I was in upstate New York during the time of COVID, and it's one of those moments of where it's like I used to be in a city environment, and going from that to being like in the middle of nowhere is kind of jarring. So it's like, oh,
mm,
you can't just walk anywhere to to go and get groceries
right.
or anything like that. You're kind of like shut down in a place, and where it's like, oh, I gotta find something to do. And I know that when Animal Crossings came out, that was another way of escapism for people, of where they were like, I want to interact with my friends, but I don't want to catch the COVID. So what do we do? And it's one of those interesting moments of where it's like you had to be so creative, and it felt almost like childhood again.
Yeah, it was very, very uh freeing in a way. Like eye-opening and just those that were ready to reflect and dive in on something new or double down on something they've always wanted to do. It was a good opportunity for that.
Absolutely, I agree. One of the things I wanted to actually move into is during streaming, and you stream primarily basketball games, which, as you know, I am a complete newbie. I know nothing about. I wanted to get your insight on more of like a fun question of, if you were to draft your own team, which video game characters would you draft the team with?
Whoa. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. So yes, mainly basketball content. Um, Now, like I said, there was a lot of time in these 6 years that I really bounced around and tried to do things, and I was doing the variety thing, and then I was doing like the only something else thing that I didn't really want to play, but I was doing it because I thought maybe why not? And anyway, so then NBA 2K basketball in general became the game that I would turn off stream and then I would go play it. And because I didn't think, for whatever reason, I didn't think that could be the streaming game. Like the numbers weren't that good and blah blah blah. Like it what but then I just said whatever. I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna lock in for a year and see what happens. And then it was a fantastic year, which was my numbers like started to blow up and everything started to go really good. Started to get some community coming in. Um, so then I just stuck with it because it's my main game anyway, and I don't know why I wasn't doing it in the first place, but whatever. We're better. We're here now, so we're doing it. So let's think about you said video game specific?
Yeah,
Oh
so
boy.
from the video games you've played, what kind of team
Mhm.
would you draft?
Let's think. So okay, that's tough on because what have I really played over the years?
We guys, we all know he's played Dark Souls, okay?
I've I played some Elden Ring a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Actually, okay. OG, I have to have Luigi on the team. Luigi has been my guy for a long time. In the Mario world, I'm always Luigi. That's the game plan. For Halloween, I was Luigi. Not this year, but I think last year. So it's I got a Luigi look. Um, so Luigi's up there, top. So basketball, you got your starting five. So I'm gonna try and find five here. Um, Luigi. I mean, what does basketball players count? Can I get one?
Yeah, you know,
Just
you
because
can have a freebie just thrown in there. Yeah.
I've been because it's the game. So okay, well then my favorite of all time is Carmelo Anthony. So I gotta go Carmelo Anthony. Um, there was they used to make these Blade games.
Oh my
Blade
gosh,
like
yes.
Marvel Blade. I don't know if there was three of them or how I can't remember. They weren't when I think back, they weren't very good. But
That was back
Blade
in the
is
day.
my this is very I know. Well, I'm
Yeah.
old. I
The f-
just turned 35 last Friday. I just turned 35.
oh, happy belated.
Thank you. November, well, maybe not Friday when this November 14th. Um, so I used to play that a lot on like a PS2 maybe? I don't remember. So Blade. Blade is also my favorite superhero Marvel character. So I gotta go Blade. But also Sub-Zero is because I'm a huge that my universe is Mortal Kombat. If I'm not I'm so bad at fighting games. It's not even funny. I'm that person that I buy Mortal Kombat games like I think I've played literally every single Mortal Kombat game that's ever come out, but I get them for the story mode, which is like not a thing. Like that's not like what do you mean? I don't play I'm just bad at it. I'm not great at fighting games, but I love the universe and the lore of the Mortal Kombat world. So, so I got to go Sub-Zero. That leaves me with one more. Ah, let's think. Let's think. What else do I got going on? Oh, I got to go Nathan Drake, Uncharted.
Okay. Oh, interesting pick for that. Okay, I gotta think about that because that is an interesting pick because Nathan, I feel like he would just throw a bomb and then he would like throw like a smoke bomb and then he would just be like, "Oh guys, look, I dunked it.
That's fair.
It's just there. It's just there
That's
now."
fair. That's funny.
Those are some solid picks, actually.
That's on the fly. That's not bad. I think I really enjoy Uncharted. At least Uncharted 4. I think it's the 4.
Ooh, Uncharted 4 was good. I liked
Yeah.
Uncharted the first game, but I
Mm.
played them back to back, which was like going into a no man's land.
Yeah, that's
So,
fair. That's fair. Yeah.
yeah, I do have to ask. So,
Mm.
going into different game characters and everything, this actually goes right into the next topic. For Game of the Year. So I'm curious. I know that you do mainly play 2K26, but I know you are a fan of many different franchises, and I was curious what games you think are going to. I know what games currently are nominated right now, but what do you think in like your personal heart of hearts is your game of the
Mm.
year?
What? Okay. Because there's two popping out in my head, but what are the nominations right now? The nominees,
So I had to look at
or
the.
some of them anyway.
I think it was Expedition 33.
Mm,
Donkey Kong Bonanza, the new one that came out,
mm.
Silk Song, and Death Stranding 2? I'm trying to remember
Oh,
all of them, but I
interesting.
think that's
Yeah.
most of them. Game of the Year. I know people might come at me in the comments. I don't know. We are
That's
not
okay.
having that.
I don't know either. What was the other one that came out? When did
Oh,
Ghost
here it
of
is. Yeah, so Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I have heard and seen? 'Cause I don't know about you, but I almost don't watch TV anymore. I just like fire up Twitch and I have drops for games that I don't even know exist. Like I'm watching things that I don't really even know just to see what's going on. Um, I just enjoy I enjoy watching people do things that they like to do. So if somebody is enjoying the game and it's like they're good at the game or they're just enjoying it and it's just something that I would never buy or play, I'm still having a good time watching somebody be good or have fun with their situation, which is cool.
That's how I am with Minecraft because I can't play the game. Like, I don't enjoy it, but I so love seeing people enjoy it and play it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, so on that note, I have seen and heard a lot of good things with Expedition 33. So I think I'm probably going in that direction.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I still have to fire up the game. Haven't touched it
Yeah.
yet, but
It's turn-based, right? It's like
I
is
believe
it
so. Yeah.
is that like Baldur's Gate-esque? Baldur's Gate's turn-based, right?
Yes, except Astarion unfortunately doesn't make a guest appearance in this one. So,
Mm,
which I mean, I really loved Baldur's Gate 3. I wasn't originally like the biggest turn-based fan just because of
yeah.
how the mechanics are and everything. But the way Baldur's Gate does it, it does it in a way that is actually like pleasing to the brain.
Yeah, you kind of forget that it's like I don't know. Yeah, turn-based doesn't really work for me either, but my wife played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 and she liked it and I was, we did like the split screen thing. I had my own character. Again, I would never play it by myself, but because I'm like with or seeing or helping somebody do something they enjoy, I'm like, you know what? This okay. I'll have a good time here for a little bit. So it was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think personally the game that I mean I thought that Ghost of Yotei was going to be on the list, hands down.
Yeah, same.
You know, so I mean like whenever I played through that game, I originally was doing guides for that at IGN, and when I saw how seamless a lot of the stuff was in the game, I was like, wow, this is better than Ghost of Tsushima. My goodness,
Mm.
it was really really
Yeah,
good.
I've heard a lot of good things about that, mainly from my barber. He says he's obsessed with that game. Like just too obsessed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't want to sound like the biggest sadist in the world right now, but the way you
Mm,
can literally attack enemies is so satisfying. It's so good.
that's good. That is good.
So, but one of the next topics that I wanted to get into, so we talked about, wow, we literally got through all of the topics. I'm proud of us right now. So one of the biggest things that I have trouble getting into is
Mm,
sports games. A lot of my friends know
mm,
this. One of my subscribers was like, I will literally pay money to see you play 2K26. And I'm like, I don't think you could pay me enough money to try to play that game, but I need to know what the overall appeal is. For people like myself who don't enjoy sports games, I would love to know the appeal of it. I want to know what makes it fun for you and how you got into playing sports games.
yeah, for sure. So first of all, open invitation. If you ever get the game, we will collab stream or whatever, some version, and we can play together, and it would be a funny time and a good time.
It, actually,
Um,
yes.
um, but for me, like basketball is like I've been playing basketball since I was like 6 years old, like competitive basketball in real. So basketball, I still play today. Basketball has been literally my entire life. And like I said, I teach it and coach it to kids. I play it still. I played in university. It's been my whole life. Um, so for us basketball fans, there is no other option anymore. NBA Live, EA used to have a basketball game. They stopped that in like 2018 or 19. And it's just been 2K basically for a very long time. Um, so we don't have options as basketball fans. So we have to, that's so we kind of funnel into NBA 2K. And then the game itself, for me, like there's a bunch of different game modes, some better than others. I won't get into that too much, but um, for me personally, and the way that I've kind of created my content is playing with viewers. So there's a game mode where you can essentially you can play 5 on 5 against like 5 people, but you can go in with your own team of 5. So every person on the floor is one person. So you're just creating your one person. Um, you have to, over time, you level up that one person from like a 60 to a 99 overall when you get your stats all maxed out and stuff. And there are different like I'm trying to word them in ways that make sense in your brain, like compared to
No,
other
it's
games.
absolutely fine.
Well, it's working. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Um,
No, you're good.
so when you're like, you can make different builds with different attributes placed in different areas, so that when all of your stats are maxed, it's only maxed to a certain point depending on what you wanted. Like if you choose like a specialty in another game, if you choose a specialty, just say your specialty is like science. I don't know. I've been playing some Outer Worlds too. Your specialty is science. Your science cap might be higher than like your strength cap. So even when you're fully maxed out, things aren't all just like 100. You know, they're maxed out according to what you've kind of built in the very beginning as your blueprints. Um, so you get your character, you know, the journey is to get your character leveled up and do all the things. But so yeah, my content is everybody has one character and we try to work together to beat other teams. And then I have little, you know, community goals and community little events and challenges. And I have like a thing set up in chat where you can like join a queue so that when we make subs, we just like go through the list. So if somebody's joined the list, then they're like next, they come in next, and then we just go through, and so we get everybody playing and everybody there and engaged, and we have these little challenges that we're trying to do as a community and stuff. So it's just a good way for me to get everybody involved and keep everybody interested, but also just be in the basketball world because it's also something that I can speak about confidently. I can talk about it. I can explain like basketball 101 like on the fly. Like I can still coach and teach in the game just like I would in real life. Um, and because I have that confidence and everything behind it, I think it just makes it that much easier for me to stream it, but also basketball's so ingrained in me that I can read chat and then I can do this other thing and like change the music and like do and I can still I'm still focused on the game because I can, you know what I mean, it's kind of second nature basketball wise, so that I can also focus on the stream and make it entertaining.
Yeah, I think that's actually really beautiful, honestly, because when you're that passionate about something and when it's that ingrained into your soul and who you are as a person, it just comes across like, oh, you're looking at the back of your hand. Like it's just very, very natural.
Yeah.
One thing that I think is really interesting and a question I didn't have written down, but I would love to know in the current history, which basketball team do you think is one of the most important ones that people who are new to basketball should look at?
In history,
Yeah, in your opinion at least, because I know that there are a lot of amazing ones that have that are out there.
teams that have been important in history. Well, I am extremely biased because I'm a Toronto Raptors fan. So the 2019 Toronto Raptors is just the only championship that the franchise got. Was a very, very well constructed and good team. Um, the if anybody wants like basketball, if you were to go back and be like, hey, introduce me to basketball, I would. There was a series. I don't know the year. I'm very bad with years. Like I can't figure out what year happened, what when. Um, but the Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to say 2018, but I don't actually know. But Golden State Warriors had an absolutely stacked, make no sense, very good team playing extremely beautiful basketball. And LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers, they went down in the series 3-1. You got to win four to get to move on or whatever. They would have won the championship. Um, but they were down 3-1, and the Cavs came back and beat them 4-3. So they won three in a row after that. But that entire series was just, it was LeBron James. If you watched like that LeBron James, that might have been the greatest basketball entity to ever exist. Like even if it's just that window. I don't know. Like the Michael Jordan debate, LeBron debate, I'm not even into it, it's whatever, but like that window might have been the best basketball player moment in like for me anyway in history.
Now that leads me to ask you this. What is something about, because we know the things that you love about basketball, we know that you teach it, we know that you live and breathe it, but what is something that annoys you about it?
Mm. The game or like real life or everything?
In real life, like what is one thing
Mm.
about the game when you're playing that annoys you?
Um, it's gotta be it's gotta be the people, man. It's not the
Oh
game.
no,
It's the people.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's gotta be the people. It's the people. Look, and they're everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. You know the people that I'm talking about. The ones that think they got it all figured out. And if you give them any version of like a constructive criticism or a hey, maybe try this or a I don't think that's working. Try something else. I don't know if you've looked up the definition of insanity lately, but it's not working. Try something different. Um, and they are just very set in their ways. I do think that there might be actual AI bots that we are amongst us in just our everyday life. Because
I,
there's just some
yeah.
people that it just doesn't make sense.
That's what I encounter when I see some Souls players who like to
Mm.
gatekeep with Elden Ring and Dark Souls and everything, and I'm just like, if you would only just take constructive criticism, darling, that would just be wonderful.
They're not open to it. It doesn't even, they might not even know it exists, really. They just think
Yeah.
everybody's out to get them.
Oh my god, no, exactly. And it's so strange to
Mm.
me because you see it in every single community, so I completely understand it.
Yeah, it's the people. It's not, the things are fine. It's the people that make the things.
And
Or,
that's the thing of where I've noticed the same
ugh.
thing in the cosplay community. It's like, can't
Mm.
people just enjoy the hobby that they're in?
You know,
Maybe.
it does, everybody's always, not everybody, but a lot of, if you're in like the hater world, like you always just have something to say. It's just unnecessary.
It's true though. It's absolutely true,
Ay,
and
ay,
it,
ay.
it it actually leads me into the next topic I want to talk about, shifting over into acting. When you are looking at a role or when you're looking at a part in either a TV series, a movie, whatever it may be, do you have kind of prerequisites like hard and fast rules for yourself of where like, okay, I'm going to accept this role, but on the condition that the director doesn't ask me to do something like this or anything like personal rules for yourself going into acting?
Uh, it's kind of a cop out here, but no, I don't. I'm just trying to look. I will take roles as they come for sure. Um, Obviously, there's a couple like probably like I'm not trying to die by accident on the set
No,
or anything
absolutely
like
no.
that. You know what I mean? But usually they're pretty good about it in terms of either a intimacy coordinator or a stunt coordinator or now if there is one thing if a project doesn't have if you know already like oh no we don't have a stunt coordinator it's just going to be like this guy over here it's going to be Tommy over there he'll watch out for you it's like Tommy are you sure so if they're trying to cut corners in ways by trying to like double, triple, quadruple the roles of like just random people. Like, oh yeah, he gets the coffee, he watches the stunts, and he also like cleans the bathrooms. It's like, well, you know. Um, but as for like the role or what I'm doing, no. Hollywood is very so obviously, look, it's tough out here. You don't get nearly as much as you might think. Also, actually, to be honest, it's there was a thing that I don't know. This was only like a month ago, so I don't know the update. But there was only five like actual substantial projects being worked on in all of Hollywood. Just five. Just five. That's it. Nothing's going on here. So those five, there's an entire world of celebrities that'll get asked and chosen. Then there's your B celebrities. And then there's people that are just on the verge of being broken through. Like they've done a bunch of things. They just haven't had that opportunity. And then there's like new people or people that are, at towards the bottom. Actually, there's people like myself that are SAG-AFTRA members, but haven't haven't really had the opportunities. But then there's the people that have done a lot of stuff here, but aren't SAG yet. So it's like it's a very so there's a lot of people and essentially nothing is going on for anybody new-ish to do anything, which is super weird.
That's awkward actually, because it's like, why wouldn't they, like, there's no shortage of creativity, so why wouldn't there be any movies
Yeah,
to
a
back
lot
that up?
of a lot of people are not happy and upset, a little discouraged in general. But also it has opened a little bit of a world for people to just make their own things, write their own scripts, try to film their own things for, make a 2 minute little thing for TikTok, like whatever it is. Um, that's kind of opened up that window, but in general, in terms of like, hey, let's get a significant role, let's get a little bit of a sweet paycheck, let's do something like let's have some fun on set and meet some cool people. Like it's not really happening right now, which is not cool.
Because there is a lot of, from what I mean, like, I'm not well versed with the Hollywood world at all. I'm more just versed with, like, the video editing world.
Mm.
But I know that there is a lot of, hurry up and wait, as they call it, of where it's just like, you're there, you need to be ready, but you can't do what you need to do because of that waiting, essentially.
Yeah, 100%. It is. That's a perfect way to put it. Hurry up and wait. You're just staying ready so you don't have to get ready, but staying ready is like taking up this weird energy that never seems to get a payout. Like not even like money. Like it never seems to pay off in terms of like you're actually doing something. Like currently I'm a little bit like sometimes I forget that I even have an agent because it's like maybe once every 6 months or so that they're like, "Okay, we got some stuff coming up." It's like, all right, like, but you just don't hear from anybody. Like nobody's doing anything. It's weird. It's weird.
I do have to say though, the role that you got to play in Alien must have been, really rewarding though, because it's like you get to see so many different things, and it sucks whenever those kinds of opportunities don't rear their head a lot of the time, because it's like you want to do the cool roles, you want to be able to be with a cool community that really gets it and really is like all a group of theater kids, but you all in it are in your 30s. It's like Has Been Hotel. You can tell that everyone on that project absolutely loves their job and their life.
Yeah, exactly. It was, yeah. That when I was in Canada, I was getting a lot of things, which is kind of where that's where I kind of had to make a decision because especially being so I'm from Nova Scotia, so it's a smaller community in the creative world anyway. Um, so there's a nice window of opportunity that you fall into um, where you're getting things, you're still a new face, whatever, things are happening, you're getting experiences, great, nice, done. But then there's a point because it's a smaller area, smaller market, they don't want to see your face too much. So if they're like, "Oh, well, I saw you in this project and then you were in that commercial, but then you're in this commercial and now you're in this project." Like they just kind of it becomes like a little bit if unless you're like celebritized, it becomes a little bit like does anybody else work in this place or is it just this dude doing everything, so then they start to find new faces and I kind of hit that ceiling while I was there, so that's when and my wife was planning to move out here anyway because she's also in the industry, and I was like, you know what, let's just go, why not, like this is the time if we're going to do it, but now here we are and streaming is my focus and paying the bills is also my focus. And when acting and modeling and things pop up, I'm like, oh, sweet. Yeah, I could do that. So it's like unintentionally sort of become not a side hobby, but like not a burden on my brain to be like, oh, this I'm a failure if I don't, or I have to do this, I have to do that. It's like if it's gonna happen, it'll happen. And like we talk, I will stay ready, so I don't need to, panic if I do get an audition or a role or whatever. Um, I'll stay ready, but I'm not gonna stress about it make or breaking who I am in my life, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing too of where it's like that's how I currently feel with being a content creator. It's like my main career is being a video editor, and that's what I've been doing professionally for the past 5 years at this point. But it's like, you don't have to worry about things and not to stress yourself out, unnecessarily, because I feel like, when I was first actually getting to know you, and I saw the projects you were in, and I saw how like heavy hearted you went into so much of it. You are the kind of person, at least from my experience, that goes into projects with an open heart, and you have your heart on your sleeve with so much of it. And that's the thing of where like it can burn someone out because you were so incredibly invested into all of it. And I can see that you've taken that time to just reflect and be like, well, let me balance this out a little bit better. So
Yeah, 100%. And like I said earlier, I'm just me everywhere I go. So it's just it's nice. It's a yeah, I mean it comes with its pros and cons. You absolutely have to be aware of yourself and be ready for potential burnout or like to step back when needed and that kind of stuff. But it's like I don't know. It's like in a new relationship if you're pretending to be somebody else and then they like that person, now you have to pretend to be this person all the time. And you're just eventually not, you will burn, like you're just not going to be that person at some point. And it's going to be a weird transition for everybody. So I'm like, if I'm just me immediately, everywhere I go, they will expect nothing but me every time. And I'm okay with that because I can be
yeah.
me. That's fine.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And that's the thing too of where it's just like if, for example, if I'm going into an interview with a game company or anything like that, they're going to see Goofy, they're going to see me, and they're going to see exactly what they're going to hire. A
Mhm.
caffeinated, just a lover of video games. That's it. So it's fun to be able to have that freedom and that kind of comfort of being like, okay, it's a sigh of relief almost, so that I don't have to put on a facade,
Yes,
you
thousand
know?
percent. I have my one rule in interviews are if I gotta find a window to make them laugh one time. Just one time. That's like one of my like behind the scenes trying to get them. I'm interviewing you. Are you open to humor? What do you got? You know?
Exactly.
So
I do have to say though, as our last question, before I even dive into that, I just want to say thank you again for being on the podcast. It was an absolute joy to have you on, Ben.
yeah.
One of the next question I want to say, and this final one is: you're throwing a pizza party. It is loud. It is rambunctious. It is fun. It's over the top. What now? You can use actual people for this. You don't need to use game characters. Who are you inviting from which basketball team? And what kind of pizza are you having? Most importantly,
Whoa. From which basketball teams? Which players from all basketball teams?
which
Like,
from your favorites, from the ones that you think are goaded.
okay, okay.
I got him now, guys.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, also, first of all, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Of
It's been
course.
a long time coming. It's
Yeah.
obviously good to see your face and actually chat to you, which is nice. So,
Yeah.
um,
Same.
pizza. Okay, well, the type of pizza, here's the thing. I'm one of these people, and it's not by choice before anybody gives me the eye roll. I'm gluten free and dairy free. So, it's a weird most things are either it's gluten free but it has cheese or it's dairy free but it's like made with wheat or whatever. So it's a weird gluten free. I didn't mean to do this. I know 6 7. um it's a weird combination, but I figure it out and it works. But we have found this place near us that does gluten and dairy free pizza, which is perfect. So it's crust is gluten free. We put on whatever dairy free like mozzarella. So I'm gonna stick with that. And then gotta probably have it's gotta have a bunch of protein. Has to. Probably ground turkey, probably some version of a chicken. Um, and then and then we gotta vegify it. So we gotta put on probably. I'm a big fan of banana peppers randomly. Um, I do like spice, so I'm probably going banana peppers. I don't know if people do other people do like there's these pickled you can get like pickled jalapenos, like slices. They're delicious. So far all I have are hot peppers on my pizza.
You're about to send everybody to the bathroom, my guy.
Obviously the tomato. I'm an Alfredo person, but
Okay.
it's dairy, so I can't do that. So
I
we
mean,
will
it
go with
technically is an imaginary pizza, so you could probably put whatever you wanted on it.
that's true, but I think we'll go red sauce for this one. Maybe some barbecue sauce on the top too. Mm,
That sounds
I
actually pretty
don't.
fire.
What other what other veggies go on pizza?
I don't know. I put broccoli on mine, honestly.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I've had that once in a while. I don't know. I got nothing
Yeah.
else. Basically, we're going hot peppers and protein.
Hot peppers and protein. Oh, good lord. Yeah, either it's going to be the bathroom or people are going to have acid reflux or they're just going to have an iron stomach.
Sorry, but the good thing is that the people that are coming are highly professional basketball players with an immune metabolism that's through the roof. So this is good. This is good. So it's going to be how many people?
I would say, full house, like, what, 10 players at max.
Okay,
That way it gives
me.
you a little leaning room to choose.
Me. Does that count?
Yeah, it counts, yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
Okay, well, I have to go Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. I have to go as off the beaten path as he is nowadays. I'm going to have to go Gilbert Arenas. I'm going to have to go JJ Redick, coach of the Clippers at the moment. One of probably my favorite shooting guard of all time, um, which is a whole story. Um, hmm. I would also like. I feel like LaMelo Ball would be a hilarious person at a party because he's young and just very mellow but super sporadic seeming. Anyway, um, which could be do for some eventful times. To go Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors, who are having a great season, might I add. Um, right, 8. That's not too bad. And this can be, and do they have to still be like?
It,
Can it be anybody
it literally could
ever?
be anybody, yes.
Let's think. Who
I'm
else?
kind of
Who else?
shocked you
Who else?
haven't added Kobe by now. Just saying.
I know. I was getting there. I was getting there. I had him in mind. Because I was gonna say Shaq and Kobe for the end, but then I was like, Shaq is out. Although, actually, you know what? Shaq and Kobe for the end. There's my 5. Right here in my video is a signed Shaq. Is behind the thing anyway. Um, it says it's basically like a congrats on your wedding thing from Shaq, which is cool. Pro tip, if you're getting married, send invites to every company, to every celebrity that you have any interest in, because they're not going to show up. But companies, if they do, very cool, but they probably won't. But companies and people, celebrities, I like all of them, athletes, whoever, movie stars, whatever. Um, they a lot of times will send like a thank you card and sometimes a little bit of like a little care package of sorts or some version like this thing like a signed congrats or like you know clothing from Nike or some just send it to companies send your wedding invites to just random celebrities companies everything that you have any interest in because you might get some pretty cool things back which is neat.
That's pretty baller, actually.
Yeah.
I do
And
have
if
to
they
say, though,
show up, even better.
since I don't know as much basketball, and the only people I do know are LeBron James, Shaq, and Kobe. I'm going to create my team now based on characters and the kind of pizza that I'm
Mm,
gonna have. So I'm going to give everyone, since I do have a bit of a gluten intolerance and a tiny bit of a dairy intolerance, not too much. I can still have cheese, which is pretty amazing. I am going to make a ricotta pizza with white sauce. My camera. So I'm probably gonna make a ricotta pizza with broccoli, mushroom, and turkey,
mm,
and leave it at
hmm.
that. And then for the team, I'm going to add one basketball player. It's going to be Kobe. And then the 10 people I'm choosing is Artorias from Dark Souls, Sam from Death Stranding, Atsu from Ghost of Yotei. Um, oh my god, who else am I adding? Shit.
It's
What
tough.
else am I adding? Uh, I'm looking
It's
over
like
at the
I
games I know.
right. You're
Oh,
like I don't know if I've ever played a game before. I can't think of anybody.
wait a second. I'm adding, oh my god. He was a character in Cyberpunk 2077. Oh my gosh. Jill Valentine from Resident Evil,
Mm.
the one that came out in 2002. And then, oh, Tom Nook from Animal Crossings because he will get everyone's money and he will keep everyone in line. And then fucking hell. Oh, Doom Guy, because he's gonna be a blast at parties. Especially like 1995 Doom Guy because his
Yeah.
outfit was absolutely amazing. And last but not least, who else did I want to add? Last. And it's right, you just blank it. It's like, what have I played? What games have I done? Oh, Pyramid Head from
There it
Silent
is.
Hill.
There we go.
So
Funny.
that's it's absolutely. I mean, I feel like rest in peace, Kobe. He's gonna have a fun time at that pizza party.
Yep, that is an interesting one.
But
Cool.
again, Ben, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys, if you want to find Ben Sauce, aka SauceDeVille, you can find all of his links down in the description below. Is there anything that you are currently working on right now that you want to tell everyone?
Not really. I've been trying to get my YouTube going a little bit more, but it's hey, it's NBA 2K stuff. So if you're a basketball fan at all, come hang out, come check me out. I'm very welcoming and always looking for new people to meet. And yes, SauceDeVille on damn near everything. Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean that's me, and it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. So thank you for having me.
Ben, Jesus Christ. But if you guys like our faces and what we do, please be sure to subscribe, hit that bell down below, and may your coffee bring you joy and life give you a nat 20. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, you guys.